Hey, guys. What's up? What's up? This is your girl, Nisha Niche. I am coming to you live, literally live today from Forever Favor Studio. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today, but guess what I want to dive in with today? And that is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp outage. Okay, so some people might say social media outage, but the reality is it's only these main platforms that control our lives. We're inundatingly always told, hey, show up on social media. Hey, grow your community on Facebook. Hey, you can make six figures on Instagram in 6 weeks or 6 months. I don't know. Like, we're inundated with this is where you should be to grow your business and make your sales, right? Come on. Is this where you should? Is this what we should be relying on as our main source of traffic, as our main source of income? If you have a store in the marketplace or you're making sales and your funnel is through these different platforms, those three main platforms, who the only reason is out, it's either one, going to be a technology debt, or two, because of the whistleblower video that they don't want swarming around on social media. It's almost ridiculous the amount of control that these platforms have in our lives. Literally focusing a lot of time, energy, and effort doing, lead generation, doing social media content strategy around these three platforms and the other platforms too. So don't get me wrong, people have their strategy for Snapchat, Clubhouse, and even Twitter, especially LinkedIn. There's a lot of strategy around LinkedIn even. And so, but those aren't going to go away. But those are still social platforms. And when you rely on one or two or a handful of these platforms that you don't even own, you are putting all of your eggs in this social media basket, if that makes sense. And so when you're putting all of your eggs over here and you yourself find yourself in a technology debt, okay, you are going to pretty much curse the way that you make your living. So, I don't know what that sounds like to you, but it's like, okay, I have an online business. Okay. Some people create these online businesses where they just want to hide behind something. Oh, I can use automation now. And I'm an advocate for automation, believe it or not. However, there's a limit. So you should only use automation up to here because why? You can still make money with your business without social media. How did people make money with their businesses before social media came into play? That's why social media should be a second type of leverage. I do believe in social media. Obviously, I'm a content strategist, which, some people call me the social butterfly. Like, I like those type of things. I like having conversations online, things like that. But it's secondary. It's going to come secondary. And what you have to have is a skill. And that's what people before used. The days of old, what? How do people market without social media? Newspaper, print, magazine, knocking on doors. That's what direct sales was. knock on doors and see if they want to buy a product, because it was a person that could possibly have money to buy your product. Of course, over time, marketing strategies have changed. Why? Because the trends have changed, and because technology is now in place that will make the sales transaction easier. And so that's what technology is for. But you still have to have the skill. And so if you're one that lacks offline skills, I don't know that you can sustain your success, because if you only rely on everything that you do being online, it's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to have offline skills that you can still use even with an online business, because you don't have them. You've never honed in on anything like that. And this really is going to affect how you run your business. So let's go back to, okay, what did people do before social media? Like, what was that thing? It was building relationships. It was building relationships. And how do people do that? They networked. Maybe it was just camaraderie with the same organization that you were in. I mean, how does the people talk to other people? Building relationships is going to be the number one skill that you will need to sustain your success rate online. So building relationship is an offline skill that you learn. It really comes from emotional intelligence. So if you know how to deal with people, you have that skill. That emotional intelligence allows for you to be able to respond specifically to people in a certain way, to where they do what you ask them to do. So you gotta have that skill. And when you don't have emotional intelligence, you can tell it's all over your character. It's probably evident even in your direct conversations with people. Because if you don't have a lot of good relationships with people, you probably lack emotional intelligence. And that is just the God honest truth. It's just the God honest truth. And so, emotional intelligence, okay, and learning how to deal with people, that is going to be the number one offline skill that you will need to have in order to sustain success offline without social media. So as of now, even as of right now, those three main platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, which is owned by Mark Zuckerberg, which is founder of Facebook, which owns all three of those platforms, they are down. So you can't use them. So today I did have 2 hours blocked out to do content batching specifically for Facebook and Instagram. Because I have a group, my membership inside of Facebook, and on WhatsApp, there's a group chat that I'm in, well, several group chats that I connect with people on there from out of the country and even just locally in organizations that I'm in. But when I learned that there was an outage, or I learned that it wasn't my internet, but it was actually the platform, I was like, oh, well, there goes my content that I was putting out. I was actually in the middle of doing a workshop. I was recording the workshop because it was going to be posted inside of Facebook. And then the computer crashed, so I thought maybe, okay, let me fix whatever's happening. Remember, I am my own tech support. One of my skills. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know what's going on. So I couldn't message anybody in Messenger. On WhatsApp, I couldn't use it because that was actually the first place that I went. After Facebook, I went to Instagram. Or not Instagram, I went to WhatsApp because I was trying to see why Facebook wasn't working. And so I only thought that it was Facebook until I decided, hey, I can hold off on this, come back to this later. I can do some reels, get some, like pre-record some reels and put them in my drafts. So that's how I was doing my reels. I pre-record them and put them in the drafts, and then when I'm ready to post, because those reels still have to be done manually. So I'm still putting them in the drafts, and then every day I'll just post. I was trying to do like 2 or 3 for a couple days for the week, or just get some in and put them in the drafts. Instagram wasn't working. And sometimes it makes it, when you're scrolling, it makes it look like it's your internet or something with your phone or whatever. And I connected the dots, like my messages aren't going through on WhatsApp. Nobody's responding, and nobody's posting. I couldn't post anything. I couldn't even refresh on Facebook, and I couldn't refresh. It just kept saying on Instagram, couldn't refresh feed. I said, okay. Now I took it to email. I did text my friend. I said, now looky here. And then, of course, that's when I started seeing it at the very same time. This was literally within 15 minutes. All of this that I'm noticing, connecting the dots, and then I see all these rooms come up on Clubhouse. Oh, this is true. And I just attribute it to, the whistleblower video, but whatever. This is why you must have ownership. Just like, realtors say, hey, it's going to be better for you in the long run if you own your house rather than rent. Okay. So, and now there's a room. What's your contingency plan? So actually, there's 2 different rooms, but there's yeah. Okay, do it again. So actually, I just saw some rooms on Clubhouse. One was like, it was. What did you just say? It said, one was, what's your contingency plan with these apps being down? Because it controls our life. I'm on WhatsApp and Facebook every single day. I'm on Instagram a few times a week. If I'm just posting my reel, it's going to be more. But I don't post a reel every day. I might post every other day. But the other room, the other Clubhouse room says, it said like downtime chat or something like that. Downtime chat. I forgot the whole title. And Blue has my phone now, so just keep him quiet. But it said downtime chat, whatever, something about Facebook, Instagram, and hashtag. So I thought that was, and there are a lot of people on the app today on Clubhouse. Now, mind you, a lot of people it's like, I'm going to get off. The Clubhouse takes up a lot of time. Well, it was like Clubhouse takes up a lot of time, but these rooms have hundreds of people in them. There are mad people on Clubhouse because nobody can use Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp. And so it is super crazy how that just kind of is super crazy. How this is all working out. And mind you, hey, there's not only Clubhouse, there's LinkedIn, there's TikTok, there's Twitter, Snapchat. So there's other platforms that people can get on to their choosing. But because I use Clubhouse for business too, and lots of good conversation, I choose Clubhouse over Twitter and LinkedIn just because I'm not on either one of those that much. But guess what? I did have that time set aside for content batching, right? So I was like, okay, now I have extra time to, read read an extra chapter in the book. I just got 2 books last week. I have time to read an extra chapter. Um, I had time to even take an extra hot shower. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to bask in the warmth of the hot water. And I did that and I enjoyed myself. So it's a break because I was definitely, during that time, was going to be inundated, with the things on the feed, messages maybe that I would have gotten, and just entertaining different messages while I'm also entertaining others with my content. And so it's a good break. I don't mind it. Now, what's crazy is these last 10 months, since the beginning of the year, I have been um, intentional about growing my community from Facebook and Instagram. Now I know I've been told, hey, move your people from the community off onto your own app or your own thing. You have to have ownership because you don't have no control over what is going to happen, what's not going to happen. And from the whistleblower video, as we can see, they really only promote certain types of content. And so this is all to say, hey, just get your own. It's ownership. Get your own. Have your own. It's like they said, to be a homeowner rather than just rent, just waste some money. Own your stuff. Own things in your business. Okay, and it also goes to owning your brand. Trademark your stuff. Get patents for whatever you need patents for. Ownership is where it's at. And I'm definitely going to do a better job myself because even when it comes to your lead generation, secondary, use social media because it's leverage. There's a lot of people that's going to be there, but it's not the only outlet and the only source for your sales. Own your sales, own everything that you do, and say, and be. There's no other way for me to put that out there like that. Own it. Just like I'm going to own these videos, even though this is right now hosted where? On YouTube. But guess what? I'm going to own this video as well off of YouTube, and I can place it anywhere that I want. If I want to send it in a text, or if I want to send it in Google Drive, put it in a Dropbox, I can email it because I want someone to have access. I want to have ownership of that thing. Okay. That's all that I have for today. So I will see you guys in the next video.